Every year, thousands of aspirants clear GS comfortably and still fail prelims, not because they lack intelligence, not because CSAT is mathematically impossible, but because they misunderstand one structural reality, that is, CSAT is officially qualifying, but in practice, it is a filtration mechanism. But in practice, it is a filtration mechanism. From 2019 onward, UPSC quietly changed the design of paper 2, like longer passages, closer options, subtle boundary traps, time, time pressure collapse, like longer passages, length, closer options, subtle boundary traps, time pressure collapse. If you are preparing for 2026, you cannot read CSAT casually. In the next 40 minutes, I will show you how UPSC actually design CSAT traps, why intelligent students also fail CSAT, and how to build a stable 100 plus attempt architecture. This is not a motivational session, and this is a structural decoding. This is a structural decoding. Hello aspirants, welcome to the Metis IAS Academy. Today we are discussing something many students underestimate, that is CSAT, Civil Services Aptitude Test, that is GS Paper 2 in UPSC CSAT Prelims. Officially, CSAT is qualifying in nature. In reality, it eliminates serious aspirants every year, year after the year. Not because it is mathematically impossible, and not because the syllabus is vast. Then why? Think, think again. But because it is structurally misunderstood. It is structurally misunderstood. Students think CSAT is about solving more questions, but in reality, it is not. Then what? It is about solving correctly in under pressure and within logical boundaries. It is about solving correctly under pressure, that too within logical boundaries. Today, I am not giving shortcuts. I am going to show how UPSC designs CSAT and why intelligent students also fail in CSAT year after year, and how you build a stable 100 plus architecture for 2026. This session is about structure, not motivation. Then we will move to part 1, that is CSAT reality. That is, we have to check pattern 2014 to 2025. Let us ground this in a pattern. From 2014 to 2016, CSAT was relatively formula oriented, like formula based, quant heavy, direct reasoning questions, manageable passages from 2014 to 2016. But from 2017 to 2018, comprehension began increasing. From 29 onward, a structural shift became visible, like reading comprehension dominance increased around 45 to 55 percentage of weightage. Reading comprehension dominance increased around 45% to 55% of weightage of the paper. Options became closer. Inference depth increased. Time pressure became the real filter. By 2020 to 2025, two features became clear. Those are passages became longer, like lengthy. Options became differentiated, subtly differentiated, not obviously wrong. Today, CSAT is not a mathematics paper. It is a decision making paper under time constraints. It is a decision making paper under time constraints. Most aspirants miscalculate here. They emotionally prepare GS and they postpone CSAT again and again. But CSAT is skill based. Skills require repetition, not last minute panic. If you structure it early, CSAT becomes stable. If you postpone it, it becomes unpredictable. It becomes unpredictable. Then, how UPSC designs traps, we will understand and we will discuss in detail. UPSC filters candidates using what I call the three-layer trap system. What? The three-layer trap system. What are the three layers? Layer 1, linguistic trap, and layer 2, logical trap, and layer 3, psychological trap. Layer 1, linguistic trap. Watch extreme words like always, only, completely, entirely, necessarily. Watch extreme words like always, only, completely, entirely, necessarily. Correct answers rarely contain absolute certainty. Please remember this. Correct answers rarely contain absolute certainty. If an option sounds emotionally strong, it is usually logically weak. If an option sounds emotionally strong, it is usually logically weak. Then layer 2, logical boundary trap. The passage says some, but the option implies all. The passage implies possible, but the option states definite. Definite. This is an inference stretch. This is an inference stretch. UPSC punishes addition. Stay within the text. UPSC punishes addition. Stay within the text. Then we will move to layer 3, psychological trap. After 50 to 60 minutes of the examination, reading speed drops, confidence fluctuates, candidates change correct answers. They attempt unnecessary questions. These might happening. CSAT filters emotional stability. CSAT filters emotional stability, not just reasoning ability. Now, theory without application has no value. Let us test this structure on a real UPSC style question. That is real UPSC previous year question demonstration. Let we read the passage. Economic growth is necessary for poverty reduction, but growth alone does not guarantee equitable distribution of benefits. Without appropriate policy interventions, disparities may persist or even widen. This is the passage. Then we will see question. Question like this. Which one of the following is the most logical inference? Which one of the following is the most logical inference? Then we will move to options. Option A. Economic growth always reduces poverty. Economic growth always reduces poverty. Then option B. Economic growth is sufficient to ensure equality. Economic growth is sufficient to ensure equality. And then option C. Policy intervention is essentially to make growth inclusive. Policy intervention is essential to make growth inclusive. Then final option, that is option D. Poverty cannot be reduced without government control over markets. Poverty cannot be reduced without government control over markets. Pause. Just second. Do not rush. Step 1. Identify the tone of passage. Passage that is balanced, conditional, not extreme. Okay. Then move to step 2. Eliminate extreme language. Option A. Always. We have option. We have always in the option A. So eliminate. Then option B. Contradicts the passage. Eliminate. Then option D. Adds government control. This is external insertion. Eliminate. Remaining what? Option C. So correct answer is option C. What did we do? Removed extreme word, that is always, and removed contradiction, and removed external addition, that is government control, and stayed within logical boundaries. Stayed within logical boundaries. Stayed within logical boundaries. We did not overthink. We did not assume. We eliminated structurally. We eliminated structurally. And remember this carefully. Most students get this wrong, not because they cannot read, but because they add what they think should be there. That is CSAT filtration. That is CSAT filtration. Next, we will move to advanced 2023 and 2024 reasoning comprehension, reading comprehensive trap breakdown. And then RC. RC breakdown. The passage is like this: technological advancement is often celebrated as inherently progressive. However, history shows that technology, while increasing efficiency, may also reinforce existing inequalities unless accompanied by institutional reform. The mere availability of technology does not ensure equitable access or beneficial outcomes for all sections of society. This is the passage. Then we will move to the question. Question: which one can be most reasonably inferred? Option A: technology technology worsens inequality in all societies. Option B: institutional reform determines whether technology benefits society equitably. Then option C: efficiency gains automatically reduce social disparities. And option D: technology is fundamentally regressive in nature. These are the options. Pass. Simulate real exam conditions. Step 1: identify tone. Identify tone of the passage. Cautious, conditional, qualified reasoning. Notice the phrases often celebrated, may reinforce, unless accompanied, does not ensure. This is not extreme writing. So eliminate extremes first. Option A: all societies extreme. Then eliminate. Option D: fundamentally regressive, emotional exaggeration. Eliminate. Next, move to step 2: logical boundary check. Option C: direct contradiction. Eliminate. Remaining option B. So correct answer is option B. Now observe something deeper. If option B were written as institutional reform is the only factor ensuring equality. Institutional reform is the only factor ensuring equity. The single word only would make it wrong. That is the 2023 trap depth. Subtle exaggeration, not an obvious mistake. And here is the founder line: UPSC does not trick you with difficulty, it filters you with subtlety. Subtlety. From 2022 onwards, we see longer passages, fewer obviously wrong options, two near correct choices. One word exaggeration decides the answer. That is modern CSAT design. That is modern CSAT design from 2014 to 2025. Now moves to attempt the strategy. I call this the 75 safe plus 25 control model. What is this 75 safe plus 25 control model? We will discuss in depth. Your first goal is stability. Your first goal is stability. If you attempt 40 questions and get 30 correct, that is 75 marks. If you attempt 40 questions and get 30 correct, that is 75 marks. CSAT is probability management, not heroism. That 120-minute energy structure. In this structure, there are three phases. First one is phase A, 0 to 40 minutes. You have to dedicate this time for reading comprehension priority. Next phase B, 40 to 80 minutes. This phase belongs to quant and reasoning, quick wins. And remember one thing very clear, avoid long puzzle traps. By 80 minutes, 30 to 45 stable attempts, almost done. Mental clarity intact, no panic. Then phase C, 80 to 120 minutes. This is most important phase, that is controlled review. Revisit marked questions, take calculated risks. Do not change answers emotionally. Most collapses happen in the last 30 minutes. In this phase, discipline wins here. Only discipline wins here. You might have a question around your mind, that is, why intelligent students fail in CSAT? Fail in CSAT. Why? Failure is structural. Failure is structural. The overconfident engineer, the fearful humanities student, the slow reader, the puzzle trap victim, the last minute panicker. These five types of people most probably are there. So recognize your pattern early. Correction must be structural, not emotional. Not emotional. Then finally, we have to move forward. That is roadmap to 2026. Phase 1, in this reading discipline and elimination control, we classified roadmap to 2026 into three phases. That is phase 1, reading discipline and elimination control, and phase 2, that is sectional stability, and phase 3, timed mark simulation. This is most important. Marks test. CSAT strength builds gradually. CSAT strength builds gradually, not in the last 60 days. Not in the last 60 days. CSAT is not dangerous. Unstructured preparation is dangerous. Unstructured preparation is dangerous. Then UPSC does not eliminate weak students. It eliminates unstructured students. Paper 2 does not test brilliance. It tests proportionate reasoning. It tests proportionate reasoning, control inference, control time, and control emotion. If you build a structure, if you build a structure, you will not fear CSAT. Structure is your protection against panic. Structure is your protection against panic. And in CSAT, protection matters more than brilliance. Protection more than matters more than brilliance. Thank you.